FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening, welcome to News Around the World on the most listened to radio station Akojopo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Rola Yusuf. The headlines: IG warns the newly promoted officers against corruption, abuse of office. Makinde offers oil workers 10,000 salary top-up over fuel price hike. Oil prices rise after Trump issues ultimatum, and Iran threatens to close the Strait of Hormuz indefinitely. ICE agents deployed to more than a dozen U.S. airports amid staffing gaps. Nigeria dominates Ghana at the Women's Five Nations Invitational T201 tournament in Lagos. And now the details. The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has warned newly promoted senior officers against corruption, abuse of office, and indiscipline, stressing that misconduct will not be tolerated under his leadership. Disu gave the warning today at the decoration ceremony of officers elevated to the ranks of Assistant Inspector Generals of Police and Commissioners of Police at the Force Headquarters Abuja. The IGP said the promotion of the officers was not a reward, but a responsibility that placed them under greater scrutiny and demanded higher standards of leadership and conduct, and charged the newly promoted officers to take full responsibility for the conduct of personnel under their commands, noting that lax supervision often breeds misconduct. The police chief added that they would be held accountable for both operational outcomes and the behavior of officers under their authority, as he emphasized the need for people-oriented policing, stating that professionalism, respect for human rights, and responsiveness to public needs must guide operations across commands. As part of effort to further empower youth and boost agricultural production, Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde has disbursed collateral-free loans of 1.5 million naira each to 1,000 youth entrepreneurs in agribusiness sector. The governor presented the checks during the Youth Empowerment Agribusiness Program YEP, a safer disbursement ceremony and stakeholders engagement held at the Fashola Agribusiness Industrial Hub. Agidigbo FM News correspondent Oluwapemi Bamdele will be bringing the report shortly. The Oyo State Governor Engineer Sheyi Makinde has announced that all workers in the state will be entitled to a 10,000 naira top-up on their salary for a period of 3 months. Governor Makinde disclosed this at a program held in the state's capital, Ibadan, today. According to the governor, the top-up is necessary to cushion the effects of fuel price hike, and it will begin in April with a possible extension if the situation has not subsided. The Oyo State Vigilante Committee Commandant Alhaji Olabanji Abiodun has appealed for strategies to boost community-based security across the state's 33 local government areas. Commandant Abiodun, in an interview with Agidigbo FM News today, praised Governor Sheyi Makinde's commitment to security, citing the state's progress in addressing insecurity challenges.
We've been contributing recently, the country now is very something on security. That as of now, we still stand a better chance in Oyo State because our past record can give us a better pass mark. Still, we are still on it. Last week, we are in Uluyole, where this cocoa farmer had been kidnapped, and three of the victims were released. We'll be able to hijack 3 of them. So, likewise in Akande local government, ritual killing, all these ritual kidnappers. In Akande, in Dioke, we are there. We are the one also who arrested them. You see, so we contributed all our boundaries in Akande local government. You know, we are with Avidio. When you go where you are going to Okeogun, we are with Afijo Oyo West and then Okeogun Axis. So our Akande local government here is the gateway to the state and municipal local government.
However, the commandant further stated that the vigilante team is prepared to contribute to sustaining security in Nigeria with measures already in place to combat insecurity. Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kule Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom. I am Olushola Damilola. Several ambulances belonging to largest Jewish volunteer rescue organization were set on fire outside the synagogue London neighborhood home earlier today in an anti-Semitic attack. Even though it has not yet been deemed a terrorist incident, police authorities said the attack was being treated as an anti-Semitic hate crime. Security camera footage shared with journalists show how three masked people approached an ambulance belonging to the Atzola Northwest organization and set it on fire. However, police has confirmed that they are looking for the three suspects. Oil prices rose on Sunday after Iran threatened to shut down the Strait of Hormuz indefinitely in response to President Donald Trump's ultimatum on restoration of oil traffic through the critical waterways. Trump over the weekend promised to hit Iran's power plant if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened today. Iran in response said if Trump made good on his threat, it will completely close the channel and will not reopen it until any destroyed power plants are rebuilt. Iran also promised to target US and Israeli energy and communication infrastructure in the region. And that ends the news from Kule Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom. I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Hamzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. U.S. immigration agents began deploying at some U.S. airports on Monday to aid security screening as staffing absences by unpaid airport security officers caused massive delays. The Homeland Security Department confirmed it had begun deploying hundreds of ICE agents to assist in airport security at airports facing significant staffing issues. ICE and Homeland Security investigations officers were deployed to about 14 airports, including Atlanta, JFK in New York, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Phoenix, and Fort Myers. Separately, Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport, the busiest in the U.S., advised passengers to arrive at least 4 hours early on Monday for their flights. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday he had given orders to postpone any military strikes against Iranian power plants for 5 days, hours ahead of a deadline that threatened further escalation in the conflict now in its fourth week. Trump said in a post on his Truth Social platform that the U.S. and Iran had very good and productive conversations over the past 2 days about a complete and total resolution of hostilities in the Middle East. In his message written entirely in capital letters, he said he had instructed the Defense Department to postpone the strikes pending the outcome of the talks. However, Iran's Fars news agency said after Trump's post that there was no direct communication with the U.S. or through intermediaries. And that ends the news from Kule Hamzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
And now the exciting world of sports. Nigeria women delivered a commanding and dominant performance to defeat their Ghanaian counterpart by a massive 136 runs in the ongoing Nigeria Women's Five Nation Invitational T201 tournament at the Teslim Balogun Stadium Cricket Oval in Lagos on Sunday. The Nigerian ladies set the tone for the win right from the first period after winning the toss and opting to bat. Nigeria posted a strong total of 159 over 4 in 20 overs, anchored by a composed and aggressive batting display. Christabel Chukwuowoye led the charge with an unbeaten 43 off 27 balls, showing excellent strike rotation and boundary hitting, while Amasa Kende Mohibat contributed to a steady 36, stabilizing the innings and Captain Loki Piatti added a quick-fire 23 of 17, giving Nigeria early momentum. Nigeria maintained a healthy run rate of nearly 8 runs per over, finishing strongly to set a daunting target as it sealed a comprehensive 136-run victory, showcasing strength in both batting and bowling department, while Ghana struggled throughout the innings, unable to build partnerships or counter Nigeria's disciplined bowling. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. IG warns newly promoted officers against corruption, abuse of office. Makinde offers Oyo workers a 10,000 salary top-up over fuel price hike. Oil prices rise after Trump issues ultimatum and Iran threatens to close the Strait of Hormuz indefinitely. ICE agents deployed to more than a dozen U.S. airports amid staffing gaps. Nigeria dominates Ghana at the Women's Five Nations Invitational T2001 tournament in Lagos.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo887fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on the Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Wuraola Yusuf. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out of school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State.
Oyo State has